Hi there, Joke here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you the new flower garden die set, which I actually used in many other videos, but I thought, in this one I'm just going to focus on this die set and the way I kind of plan to use it. It really is, the name Flower Garden came from the idea, the way I arranged it here on this card. And I am not showing you how I put the flowers together because I did show that in other videos, except for the stem. And here I'm showing you that the stem is not long enough, but I wanted to have that larger, like a longer flower. So I basically used 2 die cuts and made it longer, and then I hid the seam behind the leaves. That's what I wanted to show you. And of course you can also cover it with other flowers, but it needed to be longer than the other flowers, if that makes sense. I did not want all of them the same height. And by the way, this is both of these cards are 5 by 7 inches. And I die cut a few different greens to, I don't know, just to have a bit more of a fun look. And by the way, okay, so a lot of times I get questions about color schemes and how I come up with them. And normally the way I do it, I choose one color that really speaks to me, and then I try to pull other colors that go with it. I am very, very, very rarely I have a color scheme in mind before I choose that first color. But in this particular case, the way I chose them, I had some enamel dots that I did not use. I mentioned that I have 10 sets of enamel dots, and I had some colors that I haven't used in these videos because I absolutely forgot about them. And one of them was Dusty Rose, another one was Sage, and I think those two were basically my inspiration. So I try to arrange the other colors around them. So basically I added some mustard, which I also have in the enamel dots, and a teeny tiny bit of pink, which is also in the Dusty Rose category, so that it has like it's the same color, just different hues, basically what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry I'm blabbering all the time, but I have so many thoughts in my head at the same time. So for sentiments, for one, I'm using the stitched rectangle sentiments because I want to hide some of the stems behind it. And as you can see, I'm trying to play with the placement so that it looks more, I don't know, I wanted to say more organic, but there's nothing really organic about it. I don't know. I felt like there is an empty spot there, which is why I added the sentiment there. Now, for this card, I think this with the 2 flowers would already be, for somebody that likes clean and simple cards, I think that would be a perfect card, just with those 2 flowers and the sentiment. I actually liked it, even though I don't like a lot of white space, but I liked that look. However, you know me, I already die cut a million flowers and I was not gonna waste them. So I am trying to put everything on this card that I had. I think I might end up using more. I think maybe I just had one left over, maybe. So here what I'm doing with this sentiment, it has, it has like an opening in the middle, but I do not want the stems or leaves to be seen. So I added some cardstock and then I fussy cut around it, basically so I can tuck everything behind that. Sort of like a like it was a vase or something. And then I create sort of like a bouquet of flowers, but obviously you can see that they don't have the right length, all the flowers or the stems or the leaves. So I kind of have to be careful about that. I have to hide them. I actually normally, I mean, logically, it would make sense that I start from the top, right? Because those will be tucked behind the bottom flowers. But I just couldn't, because then I'm afraid that the placement is not going to be right. So I'm actually gluing down the bottom first. I just make sure that I have space behind them where I can then tuck the top ones. You know, I don't know. I hope it makes sense. And by the way, I did not mention that I did add to the stems and to the leaves, I added a layer of white cardstock so that they are really nice and firm, because they are, you can see they are quite like thin lines, and I don't like when they are flimsy, because I never really attach the whole thing to a card. I like when there is a little bit of movement on the card, so I do not glue down everything. Just parts, you know, mostly the bottom parts of a stem, for example, or I will glue down parts where it's flimsy. But this is why I'm trying to make them sturdier by adding some heavyweight cardstock. You cannot see that, especially if the background is white. Even if you don't layer them perfectly, you will not see them because the background is the same color. So now where I see empty spots, I try to add something, either a leaf or a part of one of these flowers that have multiple flowers on the stem. I hope it makes sense. And it's busy. I'm sure for a lot of you it's too busy, but I guess that's the beauty of it. We are all different. I mean, it is busy for even for me, but I did not want to waste the flowers. And anyway, I just like flowers so much. So, but yeah, that's the beauty of it. You could use just 1 or 2 flowers and create. Maybe not a 5x7 inch card, then just a smaller A2 size card, and then one of those cute flowers in the middle. I think that's enough for a clean and simple card. But I cannot pull off a clean and simple card. I make one and then I feel like I'm missing something. But when somebody else makes one, you know, somebody that actually makes clean and simple cards, I always love their projects so much. But if I make the same, I don't like mine. I don't know I don't know how that makes sense, but that's how it is. Anyway, so as I said, I'm trying to fill up the gaps, especially in that area. I just didn't like all the white peeking through. And then, because again I said these were the inspiration for the color scheme, Dusty Rose and Sage, I'm going to add some enamel dots to finish off my project. I really hope you will like these enamel dots. They were really like a passion project for me. This is really not a money maker, you know what I mean? But I love enamel dots, and I've wanted to have my own for such a long time. But of course, as a small business, it's difficult because of the quantity that one has to order for custom designs. So yeah, it was a passion project, definitely not a business decision, or you know, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I am really happy with the colors, how they turned out. I hope you like them. Okay, so just to add some interest on this card as well, and I actually added that, I think it's the alabaster cardstock from Spellbinders, for that cream sort of background, just so that I don't have two white cards, you know. I like to add some color. I guess embossing would have been a bit too much here because it's already so busy, so that's why I added a different color, basically. So that's it. I hope it kind of made sense. If you have any questions, you can always ask in the comments, or you can reach out in email or on Instagram. I'm happy to help with your questions. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you like the new release. Happy shopping, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.